At the End of Every Rainbow, written by DuelStrike. This fic contains no major content warnings, but is tagged with the ship's precious metal shipping and original shipping. If you are uncomfortable with either of those, you are encouraged to turn away now. Thank you and enjoy the fic. In the center of a growing crowd, atop a wooden stage, 3 former champions were watching a fourth scream himself hoarse. His face was about as red as his hair at this point, and Sun, having been alerted to the potential problem by a number of concerned locals, wondered vaguely if the guy might be suffering from what the locals lovingly referred to as heat stroke. Quotations in heavily sarcastic tone, normally aimed at rich visitors, included, "Man, Sylv..." And yes, that really was the former dual region champion Gold, slouching on a pool cue. "You want to stomp around some more? Cause a bit more of a scene?" "Stay out of this," hissed the other former Johto champion, eyes focused on a Pokédex as he typed out a text, fingers pounding more than tapping. "I don't think texting him's gonna stop anything." That came from Green, whose Sun only recognized from the battle tree. Red stood next to him, forever indifferent, eyeing the men before him in the same way he'd eyed a restaurant menu. Around them, Green's Umbreon played tag with Red's Pikachu, using an absolutely massive Typhlosion as both a shield and an obstacle. "Come on, dude. We've barely been here a day." Gold was in placating mode, trying to coax Silver to put down the Pokédex. Sun recognized it from the times Hao had tried to use it on the forever insulted Gladian. "We've been on a boat for longer than I really want to think about, and I want dinner." "Then go eat." Each word punctuated by a hard tap on the Pokédex. "I want to eat dinner with you," Gold said, in the same tone you talk to a particularly stupid child. It got him the finger in a growled, "Then starve." "God, they're worse than us," Green said. A pause, then, "Don't shake your head at me, you loser." Which took the total of unhappy champions to at least 3. 3 was far, far too many. Sun elbowed her way through. For all that she was respected, she was still a child and easily overlooked, hoping to reach the stage before anyone did anything stupid. She was, unfortunately, too late. "Babe, love of my life, sugar bear honey bunches." She winced as Gold went on, and briefly considered sending out her legendary just to get people to move. The responding chain of swear words were an entirely academic experience for Sun, who at 10 knew the basics and not the creative ways they could be combined. A loud, dramatic sigh followed as Sun finally got to the front of the crowd. Aren't you overreacting to all this?" "My father is showing his acceptance of my sexuality by gathering every power-hungry idiot in the regions over and uniting them in one team under the gay pride flag." Silver's face had managed to get redder, his eyes fiercely narrowed. "Describe exactly how I'm overreacting." Silver was a powerful trainer. Sun could feel it. Even without his Pokemon present, he was absolutely in sync with each and every one he carried. His rage was theirs, his will their orders. She found herself unconsciously thumbing her own Pokeballs, Nebby somehow jumping to the front of the line. She'd worry how that happened later. Sun took the steps 2 at a time, only to pause at the edge of the stage. No one acknowledged her. To her surprise, no one else whatsoever seemed alarmed by Silver's outburst. Green had rolled his eyes before trading long-suffering looks at Red, the two acting as though the Pokemon with near maxed-out levels thrumming with barely contained bloodlust. Gold just scratched the back of his head casually, like this happened every day. Sun had a bad feeling that, for him, it did. "I mean, he's saying he approves. Of us. That's kinda cool." "Kind of cool?" Silver repeated, voice ice. Gold gave him a small smile. Yeah, sucks he's being himself about it, but, well, I'm not gonna get booted out of the house on Christmas by Rocket Elites, you know? Sun didn't quite get why the immediate snarl of, "I wouldn't allow that!" followed by a louder shouted, "We don't even celebrate Christmas with him!" caused such a massive smile to sweep Gold's face. She did understand Red's muffled snicker when Green asked, "What Rocket Elites?" Just loud enough to be heard. Sensing another argument about to break out, Sun stepped into the center of the podium. "Alola!" she greeted, the relaxed greeting particularly a formality at this point. "My name is Sun." 10 minutes went by quickly. They all knew why Sun was there. The crowd knew it too, and dispersed as their source of entertainment vanished. Green introduced Sun as the Alola champion. They all agreed that the Rainbow Rocket fiasco had to be stopped, and they'd all need to pinch in to help do so. Sun wasn't surprised when Gold announced that they'd come here to do just that anyways. All that was left was an attempt at asking them to behave. At least while in the villages. The response was more amused than anything, but Red and Green knew, at least, she was capable enough trainer to back up the request. She didn't really think they would cause problems, not even Silver, but he looked so mad that she wanted some extra insurance anyway. It wasn't until after all 4 of them had completed the demanded pinky promise that Sun realized the initial reason for all the screaming, and why 3 Pokemon were out. The supposed Rainbow Rocket member, identified by a massive, glittering R, was laying unconscious in what could only be described as a pile off to the side of the stage. Scorch marks darkened the ground next to him, marking his defeat in battle. Sun didn't even need to see the large "Fuck you" scrawled across his face in marker to understand what had happened here. Sun was young. She knew her own youth and its limitations. Totem and godlike Pokemon's approval aside, one couldn't get too uppity when one sucked at basic arithmetic after all. And for all the Alolans respected her, they knew it too. Green and Red and so on all knew it as well. But they also didn't care. Sun decided to keep this fact in mind next time someone asked her where she had learned to swear like that. Because now that the words were in her head, she knew they weren't leaving. Tater Tits was too good not to use, and Sun desperately wanted to see the face Guzman was going to make next time he frustrated her.